Why you feel so tired? Why you feel so overwhelmed? Why you feel like you can't get ahead? Why you feel like life is against you? It's all because out of all the information data you're taking in every day, if you are not intentional about seeking out positive information, constructive positivity, it is likely to be negative because your brain on autopilot is designed to seek out the negative.
Every person is affected by three kinds of influences. One, input, what you feed your mind.
Yeah.
Two, association, the people whom you spend time with. And three, environment, your surrounding influences. One, right? So, garbage in, garbage out. We can protect and feed our mind. Don't drink dirty water, you know? So, it's just take it with those three: input, associations, and environment. Be aware. You see how, like I said, from chapter 1 now down to chapter 5, it's only 6 chapters, but you see now where it's like a step by step, right? And you're getting down to the nitty gritty of your life, of what you're doing, of how you're living, of how you're moving, of what's going on around you. And I keep coming back to awareness, because to me, that was the most significant thing that I had to do myself, was just be aware. Stop moving so subconsciously and not being aware of like like you're making so many choices. So many. You're making so many choices. You have so many thoughts that sometimes you just freeze and let time drift by.
Facts.
Right? Go back and check out Outwitting the Devil. You let time drift by and you're not understanding that is huge right there. That you
Yeah.
could have been taking more action.
Come on now.
That you could have been, setting some new goals. It's okay
Yeah.
if you don't hit your goals, man. Write some new ones and start fresh. But you gotta keep going. Keep
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
Don't let life dictate. Don't let life. Well, no. What is it? What's that quote? Would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world? Right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you want that peace with yourself. You don't want to be concerned with what I think about you or what Manny thinks about you. That don't matter.
Facts.
Facts. It truly doesn't. I don't care what you think about me. Okay.
Facts.
I've read some comments that if I cared about what y'all thought, I wouldn't be sitting back down in here.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, I could care less. I'm focusing in on my life, my decisions, my environments, what I need to do, what I have to do for me. Because at the end of the day, ain't nothing about to move if I ain't moving. That's just the truth of the matter, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I feel that. I really do feel that. Yeah, man. That was really good. that was really good, man. Yeah, that was really good. Input, association, and environment, man. This one's really crucial. This one honestly hits home for me in a lot of ways. Influences, especially when we talk about input, association, environment, what you take into your mind, the people that surround you. I can't wait to touch association and the environment, your surroundings. I'm gonna blow your mind with the statistic when I get to environment. Actually, not a statistic. My apologies. A study. It's actually very crucial. A study they did for 30 years. I'm going to touch that one in a second. But yeah, according to a report by the University of California, San Diego, the average American consumes 34 gigabytes of data and information every day. 34 gigabytes of data and information every day. That's what's going into your mind. That's insane. Let me put it in layman's terms for you so you can understand what 34 gigabytes of data and information is. That means you could stream every episode of Stranger Things. All right? That means you could scroll 94 hours on TikTok. And that means that you could play over 15,000 hours of Fortnite. That is the equivalent of 34 gigabytes of data and information that you consume into your mind. Now, I want to remind you, your brain's top agenda is survival. You're wired to seek out the negative. Out of all 34 gigabytes of information you consume, how much of it is constructive positivity? That's the question I'm asking to you. How much of it is constructive positivity? So let me remind you, your brain is wired to seek out the negative, basically. and you're taking in 34 gigabytes of data and information every day. If you are not intentional about taking in positive forms of information, I promise you, half of your day, if not 80% of your day, is either mindless or completely negative. Car crashes, fights, you know what I'm saying? Somebody almost dying, robberies, the news, you know what I'm saying? Or mindless entertainment, you know what I mean? This video on trying to what popular items on Amazon is there to pick up? Or does this item work? Does this item not work? Completely useless information that you're taking in every single day. You're not just taking in useless information, you're taking in 34 gigabytes of data and information. If you want to know why you feel so tired, why you feel so overwhelmed, why you feel like you can't get ahead, why you feel like life is against you, it's all because out of all the information data you're taking in every day, if you are not intentional about seeking out positive information, constructive positivity, it is likely to be negative because your brain on autopilot is designed to seek out the negative. I keep saying that so you can understand that a lot of information that you take in is negative by default because your brain finds negativity important. Media companies understand this. That is why they show certain things when they show them. And your brain is wired to go there. So that's my touch on input. You know, now when I move on to association, I'm gonna kind of sum this one up really quickly because we did do a compounder. We do have a video touching this just a little bit where I kind of brought this up. But when it comes to association, you have to understand who's good for you and who's not good for you. And the best way you could test it is with this 3-minute, 3-day rule that Darren Hardy put together. When he said there are people you can spend 3 hours with, but not 3 days. Others you can spend 3 minutes with, but not 3 hours. It is crucial for you to understand what person you can spend 3 hours with and one person you're supposed to only spend 3 minutes with. What person you can spend 3 days with and somebody that you can spend 3 weeks with. It is vital for you to pick that out. But as I just said before, when it comes to input, it's going to be crucial that you take into account what person do you walk away from feeling motivated and ready to attack the world, and what person do you feel drained from and like you just took in a bunch of garbage, as you alluded to.
Right.
But was there anything you want to touch when it came to associations? No. Now look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This study right here, jarring.
Okay.
Jarring. I'm gonna start by saying this: changing your view changes your perspective. So, University of Johns Hopkins, they did a study. All right, they tracked 790 Baltimore kids from 1982 until 2010. That's damn near 3 decades. Particularly those who were in the disadvantaged settings. At 30 years old, half the people were at the same socioeconomic status as their parents. Of the children from low-income families, only 4% had a college degree at age 28, compared to 45% of the children from higher income backgrounds. It gets deeper. Only 33 children from low income moved into the high income bracket, while only 19 dropped to the low income bracket, a quarter of what was expected. So basically, they sum this up by saying the poor stayed poor and the well-off stayed well-off. You know, changing your view, change your perspective. Sometimes you have to get out of the environment you're in to see your dream fulfilled.
Yeah. Man, and I must say, just in some of the final thoughts I have for that chapter, you got to think, do you surround yourself with engines or anchors? Right? That goes back to that environment. That goes back to, honestly, all of the points.
Yeah.
Just think about that. You chilling? Are you kicking it? Are you surrounding yourself? Are you having discussions with engines or anchors? Right? Some people are stuck where they are. Some people are set where they are. And it's not you to judge them. You move on. And it does not matter what they think about you. When you come to the realization that you need to be around some engines, that you need to be around some people that like to take action, move, right? It goes back to the previous chapter. An object that is in motion typically stays in motion, right? So one thing that he suggested was to write down the names of people you spend most time with and their characteristics. And that's where he kind of led up into the 3 minute, 3 hour, 3 day scenario. So, sometimes you have to, realize that you need to, disassociate, limit associations, and expand associations. 3 minute people, start disassociating with that. If you're only a 3 minute person in my life, it's a reason. Third, the 3 hour limit association. Hey, kind of like Harry, for example. I don't need to talk to you every day, because sometimes you can rile me up. However, it is an important association to have because I learned from this individual. And then expand associations. Sometimes that 3 hour person needs to become a 3 day person. Establish a little quick business trip. Invite people that you feel are like-minded, and let's have a I forgot what they call it, but you can have one of these powwows where we can bring together new ideas. We can bring together, just new opportunities to one another, and start to expand our associations at that point. So you have to just, once again, be aware and make better choices and make new habits out of these things.